Hello everyone. Welcome to the Sunday series of Topic of the Day. I am Kritika and today we will cover the species that have been in news lately. So we are going to cover places in news and species in news every alternate Sundays. Now let's head on to the discussion and take our first topic, that is the Great Indian Bustard. Now this species was in news recently as the number of Great Indian Bustards have decreased to less than 100 in the past 20 years, and this is generally due to habitat loss and power lines. Now let's briefly discuss about the Great Indian Bustard. Now this is special because it is one of the heaviest flying birds that is endemic to the Indian subcontinent. Endemic means that is native to the Indian subcontinent. It is also the state bird of Rajasthan. Also, it is scientifically known as Aerodiotis nigriceps, and it generally resides in the arid or the dry grasslands. The maximum number of Great Indian Bustards are found in Jaisalmer and in the Indian Army controlled area near Pokhran in Rajasthan. Some other areas where this is found are Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. Let's talk about its protection status. Now, this is critically endangered as per its IUCN status. IUCN stands for International Union for Conservation of Nature. In 1964, there was a list created called the Red List of IUCN. Now, this list contains threatened species and is world's most comprehensive inventory of the global conservation status of plants or animal species. So, the IUCN Red List categorizes species in three major categories. One is extinct, then there is threatened, and the other one is at lower risk. It is further divided into critically endangered, endangered, and vulnerable. It is also listed, the Great Indian Bustard is also listed under the Wildlife Protection Act, Schedule 1. Schedule 1 gives absolute protection to the species, and any offences under this are prescribed highest penalties. Now, some of the threats to the bird are hunting, intensification of agriculture, and power lines. There are some of the initiatives taken by the government, and one famous is Project Great Indian Bustard, that is by the Rajasthan state government. Some other initiatives are taken for habitat improvement and conservation breeding of the Great Indian Bustard. Now let's take up our second species, that is the olive ridley turtles. Before the start of it, I'll leave you with an interesting question. So what is the basic difference between a turtle and a tortoise? You can write your answers in the comment section below. Now let's discuss the key facts of olive ridley turtles. These are the smallest and most abundant of all the sea turtles which are found in the world. The major nesting sites of this turtle includes Rushikulya Ruki Coast. Rushikulya is one of the major rivers of Odisha. Then the Gahirmatha beach, which is in the Bhitarkanika National Park. Now, as we know that the Bhitarkanika National Park is famous for its mangroves, and it is also found on the mouth of Debi River. Debi River is one of the major distributary of the Mahanadi River. Now, scientifically, it is also known as Lepidochelys olivacea, and it is also known as the Pacific ridley sea turtle. It is generally found in the warm waters of Pacific, Atlantic, and the Indian Oceans. Let's talk about the conservation status. It comes under the vulnerable category of the IUCN Red List. It is also protected under Schedule 1 of the Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It is also listed under Appendix 1 of CITES. Now the CITES is Convention on International Trade for Endangered Species. Let's talk about some of the key features of olive ridley turtles. They are known for their unique mass nesting called arribada. Now this arribada is a Spanish word which actually means arrival by the sea. So you can see that thousands of female turtles come together on the same beach to lay eggs. Something like this. They feed on algae, lobster, crabs, and shrimp, fishes, jellyfishes, etc. Also, they can dive deep up to 200 meters in water. Their eggs hatch in 45 to 60 days. These are generally hunted for meat, shell, and other anthropogenic factors like fishing trawlers. A fishing trawler is a vessel that uses net to capture fishes. Some of the steps taken by government are Operation Olivia, which is by the Indian Coast Guard. The government has also sorted for mandatory use of turtle excluder device. Now, a turtle excluder device is a specialized device, turtle to escape when caught in a net. Now let's move on to the African cheetah. Recently, this was in news as the introduction of African cheetah from Namibia into India has been postponed due to the Omicron variant restrictions. Now, this is first time in the world that a large carnivore will be relocated from one continent to another, and that will be happening in the Palpur Kuno Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh. So, a little bit about the African cheetah. Its scientific name is Acinonyx jubatus, and it is generally found in the savanna grasslands of Africa. So, the major difference between the Asiatic cheetah and African cheetah is that the African cheetah are bigger in size as compared to the Asiatic cheetah. It is under the vulnerable category in IUCN Red List, and it is also included in the Appendix 1 of CITES. Now let's talk about the Asiatic cheetah. These are generally smaller and paler than the African cheetah, as you can see here. And the African cheetah are generally warm in color, as you can see. So this comes under the critically endangered category of the IUCN Red List. It was declared extinct in India back in 1952. So there are around 40 to 50 Asiatic cheetah that are still found, actually only in Iran. Now let us move on to our next topic, and that is Lesser Florican. Lesser Florican is also known as leek or khamor. It is called khamor in Hindi, which actually means grass peacock. This was recently in news as the longest in the country migration route of Lesser Florican was tracked from Rajasthan. Scientifically, it is known as Siphotides indicus, and it is a small and slender bird that is generally found in tall grasslands. It is one of the 3 bustard species that is endemic to India. Endemic means native to India, and the other being Bengal florican and the Great Indian bustard, which we have already discussed earlier. So this is our Lesser Florican, and or as we have already discussed, khamor, it is also known as grassland peacock. It is categorized as critically endangered in the IUCN Red List, and it was earlier categorized as endangered. It is also listed in Appendix 2 of the CITES, that is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, CITES. Also, it is included in Schedule 1 of the Indian Wildlife Act 1972. As you can see, there are only 600 birds remaining in the country, and it is only found in India. Majorly, it is found in the Velavadar National Park. Now, this national park, the Velavadar National Park, is situated in the Bhavnagar district of Gujarat. Now let us talk about Bengal florican. Its scientific name is Hobaropsis bengalensis, and it is generally found in very small numbers only in India and Cambodia. About a third of them are present in Nepal, and it is actually extinct in Bangladesh. It comes under critically endangered category in the IUCN Red List, and it is also listed in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Now let us take up our next topic, which is the gharial. The gharials have known to be on Earth for over 100 million years now. They shared the planet with dinosaurs of Cretaceous period. This is the gharial, and it is generally 4.5 meter to 6 meter in length. Now this was in news as gharials were reintroduced in the rivers of Punjab, where they had become extinct half a century ago. Let's take up some key points. Gharial is scientifically known as Gavialis gangeticus. It is popularly known as gavial or fish-eating crocodile, and it is also the longest among all the living crocodilians. So as we have discussed, it is around 4.5 to 6 meters in length. It is generally found in fresh waters of Himalayan rivers and the Chambal River. The Chambal River is found in the Chambal River in the Vindhya range. It is majorly in the Madhya Pradesh region, and it is actually extinct in Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Myanmar. It is listed as critically endangered in the IUCN Red List, and it is also listed in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. The major threats to gharial involve sand mining, poaching, depletion of fish resources, etc. Now let's discuss crocodile species in India. Firstly, the famous saltwater crocodile, which is scientifically known as Crocodylus porosus. It is the Earth's largest living crocodilian. It is also known as man-eater. So this looks something like this. It is found in brackish and freshwater regions of eastern India. Brackish water means which is a bit saltier but less salty than the seawater. So it is found in brackish and the freshwater regions of eastern India, Southeast Asia, and generally in Sundarbans and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The threats involve illegal hunting, habitat loss, and antipathy being as a man-eater. So generally people tend to kill them. It is categorized as species of least concern under the IUCN Red List, and it is also listed in the Schedule 1 of 1972 Wildlife Protection Act. Now let us take up the mugger crocodile, which is scientifically called Crocodylus palustris. It is also called the marsh crocodile or the broad-snouted crocodile. It looks something like this, the marsh crocodile or the broad-snouted crocodile. It habitats in the fresh water of Indian subcontinents, and it is extinct in Bhutan and Myanmar region. It is categorized as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List since 1982. Also in India, it is protected under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Now the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 has 6 schedules. The Schedule 1 and Part 2 of Schedule 2 provide highest degree of protection to the listed species, with most stringent penalties of offenders. Now Schedule 1 and Part 2 of Schedule 2 provide the highest degree of protection to the listed species. Also the last schedule, that is the 6th schedule, generally talks about the endemic plant species of India. So this was our first edition of Species in News. You can write your comments in the description box below. For regular updates, you can follow us on our social media handles. And for more such videos, do stay tuned to the Next IAS YouTube channel.